Hey guys, welcome back to Salem, Cellar. So I was finally able to watch Terrifier 2. I survived, I didn't pass out, I didn't throw up, but I want to talk to you today about how I felt about it. I'll be right back. So Terrifier 2 was released October 6th. It was directed and written by Damien Leone. It's starring Lauren Lavera, who's playing Sienna. David Howard Thornton's back, reprising his role as Art the Clown. Now, these events take place a year after Terrifier. Now, Art has been resurrected, and he's pretty much after this teenage girl, Sienna, and her younger brother. So that's the basis of the story. I'm going to go into it with as little spoilers as possible. I know a lot of people haven't been able to see it yet. It was a limited release in theaters. It's not yet streaming. Okay, so I was pretty excited to watch this film. I am a big fan of Art the Clown. Huge fan of Art the Clown. I love the original Terrifier. I love All Hallows Eve, the first one that does have Art the Clown. So yeah, big fan, big fan. What I love most about him is just the random kills. You know, he just goes into it and he's just kind of like killing whoever crosses his path. Now, this film has that, but it's more like he's on a mission. I don't know how I felt about that. You know, he's still insane. He still does these things that are just like, whoa, this guy is like completely nuts. But it was more like he was being instructed to do certain things, if you kind of get what I'm saying. Now, as far as the plot and the storyline, it was a little weak to me, and a little confusing at times. I understand what Damien was trying to do. He wants this to become something, you know, something similar to Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street, like kind of like Freddy versus Nancy, Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers. I get it. I get bringing in this new character, Sienna. He wanted to create that kind of like relationship, I guess, if you want to say. And I completely understand. As a fan of the Terrifier and the fan of Art the Clown, what I liked about him was just, like I said, it was just random. This didn't have this. And the storyline, even though it was interesting, like, I was just a little confused. I don't think a lot of it was needed, or we needed more, you know, if that makes sense. I do hope that since this film did so well, that the third installment of this film will have a little bit more of it. I think a lot of this story was around Sienna and building up her character, which I understand, but I came to the movie to see Art. I wanted a little bit more of him. I wanted a little bit more of like a backstory for him. You don't really get that. You get a little bit, but not like nearly as much as you need, you know? It was just kind of like a taste and that's it. The movie is about 2 hours and 18 minutes long, which was a little long for me, but it is well paced. You know, it's not like I don't want to say it's slow, maybe a little bit in the beginning, it's a tiny bit slow, but then just the pace of it is, it's not bad at all. It doesn't feel like a movie that's almost 2.5 hours. The gore. Let's get into this, okay? The gore was insane. He was brutal. I don't know if anything though beat the scene with the girl upside down, with him sawing her in half. I don't know if there's a scene that beat that scene. I don't think that's easy to beat, but it is gory, it is bloody, and it is just very reminiscent to 80s slasher films, which I love. I'm a big fan of 80s slasher. So, and that's another reason why I love, you know, this movie and All Hallows Eve so much. I was a little disappointed with Terrifier. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was a little disappointed. I wanted more Art. I wanted more senseless killing. The killings were amazing. I have no complaints with the killings. They were amazing, but I just wanted more of him. and less of maybe Sienna. I did enjoy her though. I did enjoy the character. I did enjoy the actress. A lot of times this movie kind of felt, like when I was watching it, I kind of felt like it reminded me of Halloween a little bit, you know, with the high school students. But when I really thought about it, it's like, it reminded me of Rob Zombie's Halloween, not our original 78 Halloween. It reminded me of Rob Zombie's Halloween, which is cool, which is fine, but it's not really what I expected going into a Terrifier movie. I expected random insanity, just kind of like senseless killing, you know, that's what I expected. I got a little bit different from what I was expecting. Would I watch this again? Totally. I would totally watch it again. And maybe watching it a second and third time would make me feel differently about it. I'm just going off of my opinion from watching it once. But yeah, I definitely would watch it again. If I had to rate this film, I'm unfortunately not going to rate it as high as I thought I would be. I would give it a 7.5. Or just 7.5 because it would be the plot and the story, and I didn't get as much art as I wanted. When you do get art, it is ridiculous. It is amazing. It is brilliant. It is a masterpiece. But when it was really not on him and you just kind of building these characters in a story that was a little confusing at times, but yet a little predictable, then I didn't love that as much. But yeah, I would give this a 7.5, which is not a bad score. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. Did I love it as much as I loved the original? No, I unfortunately did not. But maybe watching it a few more times will, you know, change that a little bit. I did, the acting, let me say, the acting was a lot better than the original. Obviously, you have, you know, there's a bigger budget. There's, you know, it's shot better. It was just, in that aspect, it was definitely like an upgrade from the original film. I did love the original though. I did love the cheesy acting, but yes, the acting is better on this film. This movie has some of the most brutal death scenes I've ever seen in my life. Like brutal, like bloody, and he takes his time, which I love that aspect of art. He takes his time. And I don't want to leave out Felissa Rose from the Sleepaway Camp movies. She makes a little cameo in this film as well, which was pretty cool. So during the credit scenes, stick around. Do not turn off your TV. Do not leave the theater. There is a long mid-credit scene, and it's needed, and it's crazy, and it's amazing. You do not want to miss that at all. So make sure you stick around for that. So overall, if you're looking for like a really good plot and storyline, you might be disappointed, but I don't think Terrifier fans are coming in looking for that. If you were looking for like mindless gore and absolute slasher across the board, then you are going to love it. You will. Definitely give it a try. I recommend it. You know, I don't say skip it because of the plot of the storyline. Yes, it's a little confusing and kind of didn't make sense at times, but don't skip it because of that. Because if you are a Terrifier fan, you will love and enjoy this film. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll be right back.